We will not send tanks. We will not send offensive weapons. We will not send F-16s. If we do that, that is tantamount to being at war with Russia. That's what President Joe Biden said a while ago. You remember that? What have we sent since then? Offensive weapons, tanks. F-16s will be there sometime this month, maybe next month. You know, supposedly there's troops on the ground. Advisors. Vietnam, ring a bell? That's how Vietnam started, was with advisors over there. Russia, if you send this, here's a red line. We'll do this, we'll do it. All these red lines have been crossed. All this stuff is getting sent over there, and there's no retaliation. And what I mean by that is, number one, where are they going to launch these F-16s from? Are they going to come out of an air base in Ukraine? Pretty sure Russia will destroy probably all air bases once Ukraine gets the F-16s. So then where are they going to launch? They'll probably launch from Poland or somewhere NATO country, right? What is Russia going to do then? Are they going to hit the bases in the NATO country? You know, of course, Ukraine is saying the F-16s will be for fighting inside Ukraine, right? For protecting Ukraine. You know good and well they're going to go into Russia with them. They already launched missiles and stuff into Russia and things like that. You know, this whole situation over just doesn't seem right because Russia draws all these red lines. And NATO and Ukraine cross the red lines and nothing gets done. You know, you got the bridge that got blew up, you got the pipeline that blew up, you had a nuclear air base that got hit inside of Russia. I mean, supposedly drone attacks in the capital of Russia, right? And these attacks that happen inside of Russia, they're using United States technology to do it, right? So what is going to come of this? I've told you there's deals that get made more than likely that has prevented some major escalation to happen. You know, what are the deals? I don't know. But it just stinks that a deal has been made for Ukraine to get this stuff, right? If Russia and Ukraine, we're starting to hear now that Russia's going to start, you know, the F-16 is a huge deal because they're capable of carrying nuclear weapons, and, you know, Russia's going to start using tactical nukes, right? We keep hearing this. I don't see a need for a nuclear weapon, and that don't mean somebody couldn't use one. But the F-16s here, that's a pretty big step up into this war, whatever they're calling it, police action, you know, whatever they're calling this over there. It's a step up for Ukraine, it's a step up for NATO, and it's a step up for Russia. Something's just not right over there because you would think Russia, number one, would have steamrolled Ukraine. A lot of people don't like to hear that. But Russia didn't put their full force of military might in there. You know, I always said it looked like Russia wants to the river. That's a natural border. You know, that's what they want, and they haven't really went past that. Yeah, they've launched a few attacks here and there, but as far as the territory they want, it appears they want to the river, right? And Ukraine wants it back. It's their territory. So I mean, it's going to keep going back and forth. A lot of people are starting to kind of hint around that maybe the U.S. and everybody's going to try to get a different regime leaders into Ukraine, so maybe they can work out some kind of deal with Russia before the election, right? It's just so many people are thinking our election that's coming up is going to solve all the world problems, and it's not. You know, you got people out here fighting every day, but we don't see it on TV, right? You got Russia and Ukraine supposedly fighting every day, but we never see it. We only see what they want us to see, which is not very much. We see everything about Israel and Hamas. That's, you know, frontline, every news channel covering it. But the Russia stuff, there's not reporters embedded in it. Ukraine, if you video anything and post it, you can go to jail. You know, all that money we're sending into Ukraine, it looks like they would be a little more open in allowing us to see what's going on over there, right? But they're not, you know. Could Russia use a nuclear weapon? Yes, they could. Will they? I don't see them using it, but they could use one. I'm not sure. It's getting to the point of every day it's nuclear talk. I've told you the Middle East is more likely where you would see a nuclear weapon used. Russia just, in Ukraine, just doesn't make sense because Russia has a strong enough military they can go in there and do what they wanted to if they wanted to. You know, these wars nowadays are nothing like the wars we grew up reading about or watching on TV, you know, where that's your enemy, everybody's against them, it's all out warfare. Now they take breaks to remove, you know, injured people off the battlefield, or they take breaks for this or that, right? It's not like it was when we was growing up. It's a technology fought war. There's a word for it, and I can't think of it right now, but you know what I'm talking about. You know, it's all fought with computers and drones and things like that, but you do have soldiers getting killed over there. Number one, is Ukraine winning? You would think if they were winning, we would see it all over the TV, right? That they would just be, yeah, we're winning. We don't hear a lot coming from out there. Russia, are they stalemate? What's going on? We'll never know, but we're just going to keep pumping money and keep giving them stuff, right? I've always told you, the hardest thing to do for a military to go to war is to get their equipment in position. And, you know, now they're starting to get it in there. I think eventually we will be involved in this war with boots on the ground. And I'm not talking about advisors. I'm talking about military on ground. Straight out warfare is what I think is going to happen. I may be wrong, but, you know, a lot of people's thinking when our election comes that everything's going to stop. I don't see how it's going to stop, and it probably won't. It's just going to keep going. Let me know your thoughts on this video. Keep your head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Protect yourself and your family at all times. At that moment, you're the only person who can do it. Stay safe and keep prepping.